A rainy Thanksgiving evening set the stage for what would become an unforgettable and harrowing experience for one family. The day began like any other holiday gathering, with loved ones coming together to share a meal and create lasting memories. However, as the night progressed, an unexpected visitor would test the family's resolve and teach them a valuable lesson about safety and trust. Our story takes place in a modest home, where a small family had gathered to celebrate Thanksgiving. The household consisted of a mother and her 2 daughters, Nancy, who had moved out years ago, and Jamie, who still lived at home. The grandparents, who lived just 20 minutes away, were also joining them for the festivities. As the day began, rain poured steadily from the sky, creating a cozy atmosphere inside the warm house. The family busied themselves with preparations for the evening meal, each person contributing to the collective effort. The aroma of roasting turkey and freshly baked cornbread filled the air, mingling with the sounds of laughter and conversation. At 5 o'clock, the grandparents arrived. The family rushed out to help them navigate the slippery front stoop, ensuring their safe entry into the house. Once inside, the group settled into their usual routines. The television in the living room came to life with the sounds of a football game, and the grandfather, a devoted Cowboys fan, took his place in front of the screen. The women of the family continued their work in the kitchen, putting the finishing touches on the elaborate meal. As 6 o'clock approached, the dining table was set with care. The spread was impressive, especially considering the small number of diners. Turkey, leg of lamb, potatoes, stuffing, corn, cranberry sauce, and cornbread were just a few of the dishes that graced the table. The family gathered around, raising their glasses in a toast before diving into the feast. Conversation flowed easily as they ate, catching up on each other's lives and sharing stories. The atmosphere was warm and relaxed, a perfect antidote to the gloomy weather outside. After the meal, they migrated to the living room, where they continued to enjoy each other's company while watching the remainder of the football game. As the evening wore on, an unexpected sound cut through the comfortable atmosphere. The doorbell rang, its chime barely audible over the pounding rain outside. The family exchanged puzzled glances, not expecting any additional guests. The mother voiced a concern that sent a ripple of tension through the room. "Oh no! What if that's your father?" The history between the parents was complicated, and while they no longer spoke to each other, the possibility of a surprise visit from the father wasn't entirely out of the question. With a mixture of curiosity and apprehension, the narrator was tasked with answering the door. Approaching the entrance, the narrator called out, "Who is it?" But the relentless rain on the front awning drowned out any response. Cautiously, they opened the main door while keeping the storm door closed and locked. Through the glass, they saw a man wearing a large rain jacket with the hood pulled up, obscuring his face. The stranger moved closer to the door, shouting to be heard over the storm. It took several attempts before the narrator could make out his words. The man was asking for food, claiming to be hungry. He added a plea about good karma coming to those who help others in need. Unsure of how to proceed, the narrator returned to the living room to consult with the family. The grandmother, her heart full of compassion, immediately suggested giving the man some food. The mother, however, was more cautious, advising to close the door. The narrator decided to take a middle ground, offering to prepare a small plate of leftovers for the stranger. In the kitchen, they carefully assembled a selection of food, using multiple paper plates to protect against the rain. Returning to the front door, the narrator held up the plate to show the man. What happened next would change the course of the evening dramatically. As the narrator began to unlock the storm door, the man suddenly grabbed it, trying to force his way inside. Reacting quickly, the narrator threw the food at the intruder and yelled for help. Nancy rushed to assist, and together they managed to push the man back and slam the door shut. In those frantic moments, 2 more men were seen running up the front walkway, their intentions clearly malicious. With the front door secured, the narrator raced to check the back door, acutely aware of being the only able-bodied man in the house and feeling the weight of responsibility for protecting the family. Panic set in as the family tried to process what had just happened. They quickly decided to call the police, with the mother dialing as the narrator kept watch at the windows. Through the curtain of rain, shadowy figures could be seen moving through the backyard, attempting to gain entry through the rear of the house. The wait for the police felt interminable, each second stretching out as the family huddled together in fear. When the officers finally arrived, they found the scattered remains of the offered food still lying on the front stoop, a stark reminder of how quickly an act of kindness had turned into a potentially dangerous situation. In the aftermath of the incident, the family was left shaken but grateful for their quick thinking and fortunate escape. The grandmother's initial impulse to help had been well-intentioned, but the evening's events served as a harsh reminder of the potential dangers that can arise from such gestures. Reflecting on the experience, the narrator acknowledged the difficult balance between compassion and caution. While it's natural to want to help those in need, especially during the holiday season, the incident highlighted the importance of prioritizing personal safety and being aware of potential threats. The family took immediate steps to increase their home security, installing a doorbell camera to provide an extra layer of protection. This addition would allow them to assess visitors without putting themselves at risk by opening the door to strangers. In the days that followed, the family found themselves processing the event, each member dealing with the emotional aftermath in their own way. They were grateful for each other's presence and quick actions, which had likely prevented a far worse outcome. The incident also sparked important conversations about safety protocols and how to handle similar situations in the future. As news of the attempted break-in spread through their community, neighbors rallied around the family, offering support and sharing their own safety tips. The event served as a wake-up call for many in the area, prompting them to reassess their own home security measures. The local police increased patrols in the neighborhood, providing some comfort to residents. They also held a community meeting to discuss home safety strategies and the importance of being vigilant, especially during the holiday season when opportunistic crimes can increase. For the family, the Thanksgiving that began with rain and ended in fear became a turning point. They found themselves appreciating each other more deeply, recognizing how their unity and quick thinking had protected them in a moment of crisis. The bonds between them, already strong, were further reinforced by their shared experience. As time passed, the fear began to subside, but the lessons learned remained. The family approached future holidays with a new perspective, balancing their desire to be generous and welcoming with a heightened awareness of potential risks. They found ways to contribute to their community and help those in need through organized channels, rather than opening their door to strangers. The incident also sparked a broader conversation within the family about the complexities of modern society. They discussed the factors that might drive individuals to desperate acts, and how communities could work together to address underlying issues of poverty and homelessness. While they couldn't condone the actions of the intruders, they recognized the importance of addressing societal problems that contribute to such incidents. In subsequent years, as the family gathered for Thanksgiving, the memory of that rainy night would inevitably surface. But rather than dwelling on the fear, they chose to focus on their gratitude for each other, for their safety, and for the lessons learned. The experience had taught them the value of preparedness, the importance of trusting their instincts, and the strength they possessed as a united family. Their Thanksgiving traditions evolved to include new safety measures, but they didn't allow fear to overshadow the spirit of the holiday. Instead, they found ways to channel their desire to help others through more secure means, such as volunteering at local shelters or donating to food banks. These actions allowed them to maintain their sense of compassion while ensuring their own safety. The grandmother, whose initial impulse had been to help the stranger, found herself grappling with mixed emotions. She was thankful that her family was safe but saddened by the realization that her good intentions could have led to tragedy. Over time, she channeled her compassion into organized volunteer work, finding fulfillment in helping others in controlled, safe environments. For the narrator, the incident served as a powerful reminder of the responsibility that comes with being a protector. It inspired him to take self-defense classes and to educate himself further on home security measures. He shared his knowledge with family and friends, hoping to prevent similar incidents in the future. Nancy, who had helped secure the door during the attempted break-in, found herself drawn to advocacy work, She became involved in local initiatives aimed at reducing crime and supporting at-risk individuals in the community. Her experiences on that Thanksgiving night had opened her eyes to the complexities of social issues and motivated her to be part of the solution. Jamie, the younger sister, initially struggled with anxiety following the incident. With the support of her family and professional help, she worked through her fears and eventually became passionate about personal safety education. She organized workshops at her school, teaching her peers about situational awareness and basic self-defense techniques. The mother, who had initially advised caution, found her instincts validated by the incident. She became a strong advocate for community watch programs and worked closely with local law enforcement to improve neighborhood safety. Her efforts helped foster a stronger sense of community and mutual support among residents. As years passed, the family's Thanksgiving gatherings became a symbol of resilience and unity. They continued to celebrate with gratitude, not just for the meal and each other's company, but for the strength they had discovered within themselves and as a family unit. The rainy Thanksgiving that had nearly ended in disaster had ultimately brought them closer together and taught them valuable lessons about safety, trust, and the true meaning of family. Their story spread beyond their immediate circle, serving as a cautionary tale, but also as an inspiration. It reminded others of the importance of balancing compassion with caution, and of the power of family bonds in times of crisis. In sharing their experience, they hope to help other families stay safe while still maintaining the spirit of generosity that defines the holiday season. The incident also led to positive changes in their community. Neighborhood watch programs were strengthened, and residents became more vigilant and supportive of one another. The local government implemented better lighting in public areas and increased funding for programs aimed at reducing homelessness and supporting those in need. As the family reflected on that fateful Thanksgiving night in subsequent years, they realized that while the experience had been frightening, it had also been transformative. It had tested their courage, strengthened their bonds, and ultimately led to positive changes in their lives and community. They had learned that true Thanksgiving isn't just about the feast on the table, but about the love, unity, and resilience of family qualities that shine brightest in the face of adversity. Their story became a testament to the enduring spirit of Thanksgiving, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there is always something to be grateful for, and that the strength of family can overcome any challenge. As they gathered each year, their Thanksgiving celebrations became a powerful affirmation of life, love, and the unbreakable bonds that tie a family together.